goddesses. Okay, Kali is the ninth of Sati, and Sati is the wife of Shiva, and Shiva himself is one of the chief gods in Hindu mythology, and his wife is actually Parvati. Okay, so Parvati is the good side. I mean, not really the good side, but she's the nurturing and motherly side of the wife of Shiva, and Kali is the one that fights the deadly side, or the deadly avatar or incarnation of the goddess Parvati. Okay, so if Parvati gets Parvati is actually very loving, not a warrior. She is the wife of Shiva, but Shiva, there, being the god of destruction, being the god of battles and of war, he needs to fight demons. Okay, and there was one demon that he encountered, and this demon can only be defeated by female energy. Okay, so what Parvati did is she slid inside the throat of Shiva so that they will be one. Shiva will have feminine energy and Parvati will have masculine energy. And from that, okay, there came the warrior Durga. And Durga, while she was busy battling so many demons, there came a time that she was so angry and Kali just shoot off or shot off from her forehead. Her wrath came out of her forehead into the form of Kali. So Kali now is our deadliest avatar or incarnation of the goddess. Okay. So what is most popular about Kali is that, well, you could see the comparison, right? First, she has black skin or black complexion. Parvati has white complexion. And then she has, instead of trinkets and jewelry as her accessories, we could see here the heads of those she had slain, okay? The heads of the demons. These are demons' heads, okay? Not human heads. These are demons' heads. Because in Hindu mythology, in ancient Vedic texts, we see here that there are so many demons that are plaguing the lands and the communities and humans. And gods and goddesses are always there to help the humans because humans themselves, they cannot um, they cannot defeat these demons because they're humans, they're mortals. They don't have enough powers, okay? And the powers are solely from the gods and the goddesses, okay? Now, there are so many powers or sorcery happening in the realm of the gods and goddesses. But of course, they are not mortals. So they have to have a vessel for their energy, for their power, for their magic. And this is why they need a mortal body, which is called an incarnate or an avatar. That's why they become different types of gods and goddesses. Okay. So when Parvati needs to help with the nurturing of humanity, she has to transform into this mortal looking person. And if she has to fight, then she has to transform in this avatar, okay, or in this incarnate. All right. So again, as I've said, Parvati is the wife of Shiva, but she is an incarnate of Sati, who is the the first incarnation of the wife of Shiva, because Shiva's wife is actually another incarnate of himself. Okay, so you can see that there are just three chief triumvirate gods in Hindu mythology. We have Brahma, we have Vishnu, and we have Shiva. Brahma, who created everything, cannot be like Loki, who can shapeshift, okay, who cannot transform into anything. But of course, if it's just creation, then nothing would happen in the world. So he has to create a destroyer. Okay, so there comes Shiva, and Shiva is a shapeshifter. He could be He could be different things, and one of the things that he can do is, yun nga, he could transform his energy into a female energy, which he did for Parvati, okay? And then, of course, we need a preserver. So there's Vishnu, created also. And Vishnu can also shapeshift like Loki, which is our topic last time. And he could also, Vishnu could also be a woman. And every time he transforms into a feminine energy, he becomes another god, which becomes a goddess. Kaya ang daming gods and goddesses sa Hindu mythology. Because every time they transform with certain responsibilities, tasks, and powers, they become someone else, or they become incarnated into someone else. And they have so many different names, okay? All right, so I hope this is clear to you now. Who is Kali and Parvati? Okay, so let's know more about Kali because she is our focus. She is the woman warrior and the basis of all women warrior archetypes and stereotypes. Okay, so Kali, if she's not Parvati, the reason why Kali came out because Parvati had to protect her family. So she's that kind of, she's like a lion or a female lion, female mother protecting her cubs. Okay, so Kali had to help out in defeating a demon, and this demon's name is Raktabija. Raktabija or Raktabiha. Okay, so the thing about Raktabiha is once upon a time, he was a very good warrior, and he also helped keep the peace in the land of India. So he was given a reward for this. He was given a boon. That's how they call it, a boon, a reward or a blessing. Okay, so Brahma gave him the power that he cannot be defeated right away. Every time he is severed, the drops of blood that come out of him will become clones of him. So imagine if you wound this enemy will drop bloods, and those drops of blood become another or become clones of himself, more Raktabijas. Okay, so that's how hard it is for to defeat him. Raktabija used to be a good demon fighting for India, but then he became very much influenced with this power. So he wreaked havoc and he wanted to be the ruler. He wanted to have so much power. He wanted to be the leader of them all. So he used this power in bad with bad intentions. Okay, so he has purposes and intentions and motives which are very bad. That's why there was a need to have an avatar or an incarnate who could be able to defeat him. So this is where Kali now comes in. So Kali's strategy was this. Okay, so at first she didn't know about this demon because Kali was accidentally made. She just came out of Durga's forehead. It's the wrath, the concrete manifestation of the wrath of the goddess Durga. So when Kali came out, she's just out of control. She didn't know what to do. All she knows is that she has so much anger. She has to kill whoever is on her path. So she was able to slay so many demons, and unfortunately, she was also able to slay some not some priests. Okay, those who weren't demons. Okay, that's why she has to be stopped. And we will go to that story more later. But here, when she was faced with Raktabija, she thought, okay, so how am I going to defeat this demon whose drops of blood become clones? So what she did is she drank the blood of Raktavisha. Okay, so where is it again? Yan. So Kali, okay, she drank the blood of Raktavisha from the head. Okay, so what she did, she beheaded him and then drank the blood so that the blood won't drop on the ground, because once it drops on the ground, it will become another Raktavisha, or it can clones of Raktavisha, and she will have more enemies to slay. Okay, so So that really proved to be a very good strategy. And before you know it, she is able to stop Raktavisha. She was able to kill Raktavisha, and there were no more clones of him. So she has defeated him. But because there were so many, there were like millions of clones of Raktavisha that she has to defeat. She became a war freak. Yung naging ano na lang talaga sa kanya, parang naging automatic na lang na I will just slay whoever is on my path. So she became out of control. So a lot of gods and goddesses, they tried to stop her, but she couldn't be stopped. And then finally, Shiva had to stop her. And how did Shiva do this? When Kali was she has become a war freak and she's totally out of control. And what Shiva did was she he he laid himself on the path where Kali will walk. Okay. And the minute that Kali walked upon him, see, Kali has angry warrior feet, by the way. And the minute that she walked upon him, that's when she felt that her energy got diffused, that something went wrong. Parang ito yung bigla kang natauhan. Okay, so for mortals, you were so angry and then suddenly you became light. Suddenly you felt a certain turn of events. Your energy has turned into something else. That's what happened to her. And all her wrath came out of her mouth. All that fire inside her came out of her mouth. That's why she has a red lolling tongue. Okay. And she was so embarrassed to find out that it was actually her husband that she had stepped on. So when once she found out, she was so embarrassed, and that's when she realized, oh my God, I have become out of control. Okay, so Shiva was lying down in front of Kali to stop her.